All right. Today I'm just gonna excuse me, but I just have a kind of little bit of cold, but it's the temperature is finally a little bit of freezing up to 50s or somewhere. But we're getting close in December, which means on my Christmas break off. But we're definitely going to be talking about a side-by-side comparison between my 21-year-old Salem Pro and my 2007 Husqvarna 450. This one is in range 60s because it has a 62cc motor, which is about probably 4.5 horsepower, with the Husqvarna 455 Rancher and the Husqvarna 460. And the Husqvarna 450 is a 50cc, which is about 3.5 horsepower. And it's a bit lightweight, and they're both lightweight saws. And this one's got an auto choke on it, and that one's got a manual choke and a manual kill switch. But they both got 20-inch bars. They both got same 20-inch chain, safety chains on them. But that chain is not a Husqvarna. I'd say this is a original Makoa chain, which is that thing was made by Makoa or Penguin, whichever. I'd say this whole entire thing was made by Penguin. Just like a Poulan Pro, but this one's made by Penguin from a long time ago. And I'd say they still sell these for online, but not at the stores. But you could still get original air filters for them. But I'll show you the air filter. But you could still get these air filters for these fans if you got one of these. And they both got snap caps, and this one don't have a decompression valve. It don't have a decompression release button, but that one does. They both got side glass fuel tanks. Both of them do. But there are some several changes, but this one's got a double bar nuts on it, and this one's got an E-Series tensioner on the clutch cover. But you can still get these new at your local hardware store, Tractor Supply, or your Husqvarna dealer, whichever, or Lowe's. You could still get these brand new. But this one's about 15 or 18 years old. But I had this saw since 2007. Right before I bought this piece of property, right beside my grandmother's house. It used to be a field area where my grandfather used to load the trucks with his track loader. And that's what it was before, but now it's a property, my property, and where I got trees on it. And you can, but these vanes are a little bit expensive saws, but if you're looking for a saw that's not even expensive as a steel and a Husqvarna, Penguin Pros might be your best choice. But I don't like Penguin because Penguin is too slow for me. It's very slow. Which is, I had a Poulan Pro, which I never used it anymore because about back in January, as you already seen it in the cold starting video, when getting chainsaws ready in 2023, it's having a hard time getting it going. It took about 16 pulls to get it going. So it didn't last long, so I threw that thing away. It was not worth keeping it. I don't like Penguin. Penguins are junk for me, but not most people. But if you still wanted to get a cheaper saw, you could still get these. I'm pretty sure they still sell them on Amazon and Walmart website. You could still buy these brand new for about $100. But this one's 21 years old. My grandfather had this saw for about almost 21 years back in 2002. And it was about a couple years later before he passed away in 2005. But I like several changes on it, but it's a little bit aluminum instead of plastic. There's a bit of plastic on top and the rear, side on the clutch cover, and the aluminum on the oil tank. And the bumper spikes are metal and sharp. But I am going to get an upgrade Fallon spikes for it. I'm going to get a bigger Fallon spikes, just like on the Extreme Power 82-100 XP. And these fans got dogs where it can keep the muffler away from the log as you're bucking and cutting. But the Sailor Master Pro does came with an extra pull rope. It was new, like new back in the day, but I was just glad I got that thing running for ever since. Which I'll go ahead and show you the pull rope right now. I'll bring you over to my new work area and show you what it comes with. This is where I could store my weed eaters when I'm done. There's the toolkit bag. It's original bag. Everything's original. I'll get it unzip and show you what it comes with. So here's what it comes with. You got an extra pull rope for your other saws in case if you need it. In case if one of your saws pull rope gets jammed or tore up. There's a file. I don't use a file. I use an electric chain sharpener. I use my electric chain sharpener all the time. I'm used to electric chain sharpener. Allen wrench. And it comes with a idle speed adjuster to adjust the carburetor. Carburetor is fine, but I'm never touching. I would never touch the jets when the saw is running fine, but I'm never touching those jets. I just leave them where they were as they were set from the factory from a long time ago. But I like it the way where it's running rich, where it's okay. But it is okay for me. I don't know what that piece is, but I'd say this goes to the chain tensioner. I guess that's probably it, but I don't know. I do not even use these files, but if you're going to be wondering in your heads, does he usually use a file when he's sharpening chain? But I only do sometimes, but it gets a little aggravated. It gets aggravated and a little pain in the butt to sharpen the chain. But if you don't have electric chain sharpener, but if you're out in the woods cutting firewood, if your chain is dull, you can't sharpen the chain in the woods with electric chain sharpener. But when you're out in the middle of nowhere cutting firewood, you're using the hand file to get the chain sharpened. But I did see one of those things on YouTube. You plug a cordless battery into an outlet thing where you can use it outside to sharpen your chain. Tiny little generators. But I guess you can do it outside where it's okay. But for me, I usually sharpen it in my shop, right by my electric chain sharpener. But I don't feel like sharpen chains outside outside in the woods. They both got caps just like American Saw does. Pull-On Pro has caps like the Husqavra caps, like these caps. They both got easy caps openings where you can easily open the caps without using the tools. And it's a little pain in the butt. But they are very good saws, and they're very good saws since that old time of their age. Never breaks down. This one never been used at all. New, never unboxed. Nothing. But if my air filter gets way dirty, I'll end up buying me another air filter for them. It didn't came with an extra air filter, which will be nice, but I'm going to have to buy them separately, online or Amazon. But this filter is okay. I'm going to leave this filter as original. I do not ever want to replace its original air filter. Which is not a big deal. I'm not a big fan of Husqvarna myself, but I am a big fan of Home Lights and Steel and Echo. Way a lot better than Husqvarna. But Husqvarna is okay, but Husqvarna used to be a little cheap, but they're a little bit expensive. But Steel chainsaws are a little bit expensive. If you want to get it cheap, you got to buy a 6-pack of oil with it with a 2-year warranty. And Husqvarna, you can definitely get it. And get one of these for 4-year warranty with free if you purchase it with free cans of fuel with 4-year warranty. And this one back in the day in the Pull-On Pro dealer, you get a 2-year warranty with an extra air filter, but it don't have one. The only thing I like about this one, because it's got that Allen wrench stored underneath on the handle. Just like on my Pull-On Pro, same thing. Pull-On 50 PR 5020 has that. The PR 4218 has that. And that one has that as well. And I will definitely get some bigger Fallon spikes for this one, because the Fallon spikes on this one is just a little bit too tiny. Because I'm afraid if I was bucking firewood with this thing all day, it would cause one of the leaves to be catching on fire. But we'll just got to wait and see and try it out with these on there and see what happens. But not today, but I don't feel like doing any work with it today, but I'm just going to do a little bit of reviews. Sorry I jumped, but I'm sorry that I jumped, but an old friend of mine was just definitely hunting on his other side of his farm, but he's hunting at the bottom of his hill. But all hunters do hunt in the mornings each time, but it's the deer season. It's the deer season when hunting season is around in this fall every single year. But I don't hunt. I don't usually go hunting. My dad does, but I don't hunt. But I typically, excuse me, I'm not a gun shooter, but I don't like using guns. But I don't even know how to use guns, but I'm not interested in guns. But I'm only interested of chainsaws. That's what I made my channel for. That's what I'm interested in pieces of equipment. That's what I'm interested in instead of guns. But I did watch a bunch of reviews of these saws, but newer ones like that one. But that old one is made in Canada. but the other ones are made in China. But most folks don't even like those because they're junk. Fake ones are junk, but the ones with the name on, with the name brands, are not. And they're both very good saws, and I think I might start them up real quick just to let you listen to them. Let you listen to Husqvarna and Salem Master Pro. But I think I might be able to definitely change my mind by taking a Christmas break off. I think I might continue actually make more videos in December. But next month, but who knows when that's gonna happen. But this one is a little different. But this is when you push it down to turn off the saw, it goes back to on. Some switches do that, but other switches on the other saws don't. Just like that, when you let go of the switch, it goes back to on. But I still like my Husqvarnas. I still like them, but they're firewood saws. All of them are firewood saws for around the farm. But this thing starts up one pull all the time. Now for the Salem Master Pro 6220H. But this is a manual switch. When you flip it up, that turns it on. When you push it down, that stops. Now that's much as RPM that saw can handle, but I don't want it to overrev because in case you don't know what the outer jet H means, that's the high jet. If you turn the high jet, that's going to cause it to scream at full throttle at wide open. But all my saws do run fine, but I don't touch the high jet and low jet. When they're running fine, I do not touch those. But when your saws are running fine, you don't need to be playing with the jets, because if you do, they're not going to run right, and it's going to cause you to have a lot of issues on your carburetor. But this one's got a little bit of higher RPMs than a Salem Master. But I don't really mind of high RPMs, but my 455 Rancher's got a lot more power. So, anyways, I'll get you in a second. I'll bring you back over to the saws and let you look at them. But this one is a good saw since it's RPM, but it's okay. But it still cuts faster with that fresh sharp chain. But I don't care if it's slow RPMs, but I don't care. But it does got enough power where it wants. I don't even like tuning carburetors, but as long as if yours or my saws are running fine, don't ever work on carburetors. But Poland's, if you're gonna start them and run them, you have to tune them each time after each fall, after each year when you stop using them. Because that's going to give you a little bit of fuss and a little bit of problems if you buy a Poulan Pro. I will not put $100 on a Poulan Pro. But my opinion is Poulan Pro is garbage for me. I'm not buying the Poulan Pro. But there are some people that like them and some people that hates them. But most people like antique Poulan Pros, which is I do. I like antique Poland saws, which is they made them as Craftsman's with different decals. Which is they're the same but different colors, but Craftsman is made by Poland. But Craftsman is made by Poland, and Husqavra parts are made by Poland. And the parts for this one is definitely made by Poland or Makoa. So, anyways, I hope you loved this video and give you some little bit of heads up about these two. And one of these days I'll have another video of this vein with bigger law dogs on them. And maybe probably next year in 2024 when that happens. But maybe one of these days I might do a video comparison with my Husqvarna 455 Rancher versus the Home Light Big Red. And then the other comparison video will be the Extreme Power versus this chainsaw. And including that one, which is I did with the Extreme Power. But it'll be against the Steel MS-291. But who knows when that's going to happen, but maybe someday or maybe not. I know you like seeing me doing video comparison between those two different saws. But one of these days I will find another test log. Something a little bit bigger for this, including that one, and we'll see how they perform better. But they're not bad, but they're not bad saws, but sometimes it gets a little aggravated by cutting through a bigger log. But I usually cut through bigger logs with a 24-inch bar or 22-inch bar. But I will eventually get a 22-inch bar for this one because this one's a 62cc motor, which that thing can pull a 22-inch bar. Which that one can pull an 18-inch and 20-inch and 22-inch bar and 24-inch bar. Which is, I'm not going to get a 24-inch bar for this thing, but I'm going to get a 22-inch bar for that chainsaw. And I'm not going to be switching out the bars from the extreme power because I don't want to make them mixed up. I just want to leave the bars with a name that goes on to the name on the power heads, including the bars. But it is kind of chilly. But which I will be getting into my restroom and take a bit of cleanup and I hadn't got cleaned up today, but I will get cleaned up for tonight. And me and my mother will be watching some convoy movies of the Rubber Duck, including the other movie called Maximum Overdrive. So, anyways, here's the video comparison of a side-by-side between the Husqvarna 450 and the Master Pro 6220H. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next videos. I will eventually be doing another kids show videos on this evening, which another video on game and acting with Satellite 22 playlist will be called the Old School Monster Truck Show, with some of the stuff I add on to BMG Drive, which will be kind of cool. So, anyways, hope you liked the video and stick around, and thanks for watching.